the English Longbow, the big boy version of the Plains Rider bow. Though they are both bows and arrows, they do differ quite a bit in their performance. With the English Longbow, we have a magazine of 1, total ammo of 35, rate of fire of 300, damage of 650, accuracy of 18, stability of 24, concealment of 29, and threat of 37. Now there are 2 available mods for this, both ammunition mods, an explosive arrow and a poison arrow. With the poison arrow, it takes away from your total ammo as well as your damage, and with the explosive arrow, it adds some damage. Now another thing I wanted to point out to you guys is just how adorably goofy these arrows are when they're modded. If we take a look at the explosive arrow, you literally just slap on a stick of C4 at the end. Now I'm no archer expert, but it doesn't seem like that arrow would be all that accurate. And with the poison arrow, if we zoom in quite a bit here, we can see that there are actually 3 frogs on the tip of that arrow. 3 poison frogs. So every time you use this arrow, you shoot 3 poison frogs and they sacrifice their lives to poison your enemies. Just think about that every time you use this weapon. 3 cute little frogs die because you want to use this weapon. Just think about that. So let's compare this to the Plains Rider bow. If we take a look at the stats, most of them are pretty similar, the main differences being total ammo and damage. And even the concealment stat, while it is a little different, only differs by 1. So the Longbow has a shit ton of damage, but less ammo. Now you may be wondering, how do these 2 weapons stack together? And well, we'll see in the gameplay that they're actually quite different. And for this particular gameplay, I am going to be using the explosive arrow for the Longbow, which brings that damage up to a whopping 850. So let's get to it. Actually, before we begin, I wanted to demonstrate a little something for you guys. Right now, I'm running a crit build, so I have low blow and fugitive, and if you pair crits with the explosive arrow Longbow, you can actually potentially kill a dozer on Death Wish with only 1 shot. As you can see, it's pretty fucking awesome. Of course, this only works when you get a crit, and I also noticed that I needed the 15% damage from Spotter in Mastermind as well. Without it, I wasn't able to kill the dozer with only 1 crit arrow. Just a little something neat about this weapon, and I thought I would share this with you guys. Anyway, now let's get to it. Hello there. Yes. Good. Super sneaky bow. JK, it's explosive. Yeah, you should pick up that pager. So, the English Longbow. This thing is really powerful. But as you can see, it's also pretty slow. So, let's put some drills on. And the Longbow. It is a very powerful weapon, that's for sure. Base and with the explosive, it's quite powerful as well. I mean, as you saw, you can have the ability to one-shot a bulldozer if you really wanted to. Of course, it's a small chance, and you have to have the right setup and everything, but it is still a thing, and you can, just make note of that when you're using this. That was surprisingly hard to get rid of. So, despite the fact that it does have a good amount of damage, it is not as easy to use as the Plains Rider bow. I mean, the drawstring time is very slow. So, if you want to, get a fully charged shot, you're going to have to wait quite a while. But, of course, like the other bow, you don't have to actually wait till it draws all the way back to shoot it. You can do a half pull and shoot. See? And, actually, I'm going to waste a few arrows here, but the only really downside to shooting it early is the range. So, you can see that's how far it goes, and if I pull it all the way back, it goes farther. So the range is affected, but the damage is not, so you don't have to worry about that. If you do a half pull, you'll still be getting the full damage of the arrow that you're shooting out. But that is something you have to note. And because, when you do a half shot, the drawstring is not fully pulled back, aiming it is a little funny. So, when you pull it back, then it's right on target. But until then, you have to compensate a little. You know, you have to find the middle of your screen, and that's where the arrow is going to be going. So you do have to aim to the left a little bit if you want to hit your target right on. With this bow, though, you don't have to actually be all that accurate. I am saying that because I'm using the explosive one, but talking about just the regular one, even the regular arrows, they have a lot of damage, enough damage to kill most units without even getting a headshot on Death Wish. That's how strong this bow is. With the headshot, it'll kill every unit with the headshot, except for a bulldozer. But without, you can still body shot kill everything except a cloaker and a tan unit. Now, the reason why you can't kill a cloaker is because they have a lot of health. They do have a big headshot multiplier, which is the reason why they're not quite as tanky as, say, tasers. You know, even though tasers have less health. So that's the deal. Oh god. Oh god. No, please. No, please! Ah! See, you can't kill them in one explosive bow either. You can't kill them with two, though. There. Oh my god, why are there so many cloakers? Ooh. Okay. That's bad, I just killed every civ in there. And, what was that? Where was I? Oh yeah, you can't kill a tan unit with a body shot because their armor sometimes tanks the shot. You know how it is with their armor. You have to go for headshots with those guys. And sometimes the armor just negates any damage that is done to them. Oh god, please no. Ah! I took him out, but he still got me. Yeah, I killed too many civs. I'm sorry, Bane! I am terrible heister. So the reason why I wanted to use the explosive version of this bow... God damn it, there's another cloaker and I'm flashed, I can't see. Is because, like the bow itself with regular tipped arrows, it is a really reliable weapon just to kill things. And one of the things about explosives in this game is that they generally don't have the damage to kill units. Reason being is that explosive weapons usually, well actually no, not usually, they don't get headshot multipliers. So that makes it harder to kill a lot of units. Like I said, with a cloaker, they have a high headshot multiplier, so if you go for headshots, you'll be able to kill them really fast, but if you have an explosive weapon, you're not getting any of those multipliers, and they have a lot of health, so you will not be able to kill them normally. Damn guy sitting there. Hello? I'm gonna put it down. Whoa. But with the explosive version of the arrows on this bow, you will be able to reliably kill things. You know, grenade launchers, the other bow, HE rounds, usually won't be able to kill most things. But with this, you can. Of course, the downside being it's on a bow, so you have to draw it back, you can only shoot one at a time, and it also has a fairly small explosive radius, so you will have to be pretty precise to kill your target. As you can see there, if that taser wasn't damaged, you know. Oh, there. There's a really good example of the power of the explosive tipped arrows on this. It killed tasers in one shot, no problem. It'll kill... Whoa, that bounced back at me. It'll kill shields, you know, if you hit the shield in one shot, and tasers. The only thing it won't is the cloakers and dozers. But if you do use crits, you might be able to kill a dozer with one shot. You know, you just might be able to. So the explosive version, I do believe, is quite enjoyable to use, and I think it is probably the only part of this that is worth using, in my opinion. I mean, you know, you could use regular tipped arrows. They do have a lot of damage, but they're not very... This is not a very easy weapon to use, you know. I would much rather just use a Thanatos. It has less ammo, but it's infinite range, incredibly accurate, and really easy to use. You have multiple shots, no problem. Oh. Okay, we're going. Ah. Help. There. Good enough. Same goes for the poison version of this bow, or yeah, of this weapon. it does a lot of high damage, like high base damage, so the poison doesn't really even affect the enemies. You know, it doesn't even have a chance to poison them. Plus, when you're shooting this thing, you kill 3 frogs every time you use it, so would you be that monster? I don't think so. I wouldn't be. So the regular version, I don't know, I don't see myself using it that much, but I can definitely see myself using the explosive version, simply because of that super high damage, and it's a very reliable weapon to kill, even as an explosive weapon, which is a rare thing to say for weapons in this game. The only other thing that has, you know, this much power as an explosive is an RPG. Nice. Ah, before I forget, one other thing that this weapon does not have is the ability to replenish your ammo during Swan Song. Because of that really slow drawstring time, you will not be able to spam your arrows on the ground. It takes way too long. So yeah, that's something to mention. That's one thing the Planesrider bow does have over this, along with its speed. So you will have to make sure you remember that.